Welcome back to the Ocala Jockey Club International 3-day event. It is Cross Country Day in Reddick, Florida. I'm Jenny Autry, delighted to be joined by Karen O'Connor. Karen, I think we're a little excited for 3-star cross country.
Yeah, here we are at the Jockey Club in Ocala, and it's just an amazing venue. You just have to, if you haven't been here before, put it on your calendar for next year. We really dialed in for some super weather and got what we asked for. It's a bright blue sky. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's what's the temperature? About 72,
it's
something like that.
Warming up beautifully. A little chilly this morning, but fabulous conditions for the horses. The footing could not be more perfect.
Yeah, the ground is just beautiful.
So we have the inaugural CCI 3-star here at the Ocala Jockey Club. It's just the 5th CCI 3-star that's been held in North America this year. It is Clayton Frederick's debut as a CCI 3-star course designer, which is extremely exciting. So we have a stage is set. The stage is set, Karen. But first, we're going to take a look back at the dressage highlights from yesterday. You see here Jacob Fletcher, 34.1 with Atlantic Domino. That had them in 5th place after the first phase. Thought it was a really nice workmanlike test from Jacob.
Well, and Jacob has lovely horses, and he works very hard at it. And here we have in 4th place Leslie Law on a 33.8
with Voltaire de Tray.
On his lovely French horse.
Yes, definitely another solid workmanlike test, rewarded with that solid score of 33.8. Lauren Kiefer and Paramount Importance scoring 33.1 for 3rd.
Lovely horse that's competed at the 3- and 4-star level in Europe for Sweden, and now he's a great catch for the U.S. and generously owned by Mrs. Jacqueline Mars.
And here Catherine Coleman, 29.7 with Monte Classico. That has them in 2nd place after the first phase.
One of my favorite horses of all time. I love Monte, and Catherine's done a great job. She purchased Monte from Bettina Hoy.
An unbelievable
athlete.
As a
young horse.
Yeah, and a very exciting one for the future. And here's our leader, Kristin Bond, and enough already on a career personal best score of 27.8. What a stage to pick to do that personal best. So excited for her to be topping that leaderboard.
Kristin's just riding so well right now, and she is a fierce competitor.
Yes, and Kristin Bond actually returning to the advanced level this year for the first time in 6 years after she took that time off to start her family. Has her lovely kids, Beckham and Berkeley, with her husband Andrew, who's here supporting them. And we will be cheering her on, and all the other riders.
Absolutely.
11 in all coming forward for the CCI 3-star. We'll take a look at that course. Clayton Frederick's debut course as a CCI 3-star cross-country course designer.
Great couple fences for the first, 2 fences. 3rd fence is just a little bit of a skinny to get you ready for the rest of the course. Nice combination. Nice easy logs. And now we have another combination. Those are quite angled. Hay rack, beautifully built. I think Clayton's done a super job. Skinny with now starting to use brush. A steeplechase type of jump with a skinny after it. So you've got a triple bar at the top of the hill, down the hill to the skinny.
There's that first water complex at fence 11.
Quite big logs into water, and then a skiddy on the way out. So, they'll have to be on their toes.
Then fence 12, the fruit stand. Then those corners, Karen, they caused a lot of trouble last year, but we agree that they're
remarkably easier this year. They've taken away the island in the middle, and they've widened the flag, so I don't see a whole lot of trouble there this year.
And then
the infamous
again, the
Ocala Jockey Club, that caused trouble last year. Today it's riding beautifully at the 1-star and keeps.
So these are those brushes.
This is quite an angle on the left side, and it should ride fine, but it's very acute angle.
So those brushes, that combination at fence 20, that's what everyone is really flagging up as something that they think is going to be influential later in the course. I absolutely agree. This corner there coming out of that water complex, that is also beefy, but that water typically rides really well.
Sure, and then you've got your last combination and your last couple jumps to finish. Hopefully clear and inside the time with all of them, right?
Yes, 10 minutes is that optimum time. We are counting down to the start. First, we'll take a look at the sponsors who are making this live stream possible. So tune in. We will be back with all the action in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Come on back. Look forward to it.
In the rarefied hills of north central Florida sits an equestrian paradise on 950 acres, the Ocala Jockey Club. The pastures are unprecedented. The sunsets are glorious. The Ocala Jockey Club has full training services for thoroughbreds in all stages of their careers. The training track is dragged daily and irrigated to ensure proper consistency of footing. The rolling hills provide natural rehabilitation for horses. Ocala has earned its regard as the horse capital of the world.
Ocala has continued to get better every year, and I'm really excited with what's coming in the years to come for the horse sport.
The Ocala Jockey Club is also home to work-class eventing. The dramatic and rigorous cross-country course was created by an acclaimed Olympic cross-country course designer. The show jumping arena sits within clear view from the Ocala Jockey Club restaurant.
Welcome to the Ocala Jockey Club, the horse capital of the world. And here we are at this amazing venue that can hold its best in anywhere in the world.
It's a great place to train. The ground is wonderful. The people are lovely. The weather, can't really beat that.
This is fantastic. You know, this is world class.
The very best went into the inaugural international CCI 1-star, 2-star, and CIC 3-star events hosted at the Ocala Jockey Club in 2016. It was a resounding success. The Ocala Jockey Club restaurant sits perched on one of the highest points in Marion County. With panoramic views of the farm and training track, it serves as a perfect setting for weddings, clinics, family reunions, holiday parties, as well as corporate meetings and retreats. A perfect destination for resort hospitality. The Ocala Jockey Club, set in the serene natural beauty of north central Florida, is an international resort for the discerning horseman. It is like no other horse facility in the world, combining the hills of Virginia, the lush turf of Kentucky, the pastoral beauty of the English countryside with the welcoming year-long climate of Florida. The Ocala Jockey Club is a horse lover's paradise.
You made a promise. You agreed to never give up. To be a decent neighbor. To ask, what else can I do? You agreed to remember the good people who rise with every challenge. To remember their strength when you feel tired. To serve with grit and grace. To do all your jobs bravely, beautifully. You made a promise. We did too. The all-new Ram 1500.
Do more of what you love in Ocala, Marion County. More rides through natural wonders, more legendary competition, more chances to meet and get to know some of the biggest names in the equestrian world. Experience the horse capital of the world and discover where champions are made. Explore and do more at ocalamarion.com.
You don't realize what a difference they make until you realize what a difference they make. The all-new Ram 1500. Why more people are switching to Ram than ever before.
Welcome back to the Ocala Jockey Club International 3-day event here in Reddick, Florida. I'm Jenny Autry, joined by Karen O'Connor to bring you all the action live in the CCI 3-star. We have a beautiful day here. Really couldn't ask for better conditions.
Well, thanks for having me, Jenny. It's a delight. We're going to show you a little bit of the cross-country course by drone, which is super cool, eh?
Yeah.
So I want you people, everybody, to really, digest what a magnificent property this is. It's just stunning, and it's right here in Marion County, and you know the community sponsorship here is incredible.
Well, the way the community has embraced the event has been so exciting, and we have the highest elevation in Marion County here at the Ocala Jockey Club. So when you think of Ocala, you might think it's flat, but when we're talking about this piece of property, you'd be wrong, because we have rolling hills. It is a serious fitness test. That time of 10 minutes, do we think that the horses and riders are going to catch that?
It has been wheeled quite tight.
Yes.
Clayton has done a super job designing this course, and Clayton it's his first 3-star.
Yes.
But he knows how to design a course because he knows how to ride a course. And
yes.
I think that really helps.
Absolutely. Clayton Fredericks is making his debut as a CCI 3-star course designer. He got his license last year, and it's just really exciting for us to have another designer in this country who can lay out a track at that level. We should say that Mike Etherington Smith designed the CIC 3-star course for the last 2 years, and he's actually served as an advisor to Clayton as he's continued to gain that experience. And I think Mike gave flying marks to Clayton.
Yeah, absolutely.
For the course that he laid out.
As so he should be. I can't wait for you to see how the horses jump this course. Here's the drone shot. This is the clubhouse, coming right over the clubhouse. You see this beautiful water jump that the clubhouse and all the VIP can see. If you want to take a dip in the pool during the cross country, it's right there for you.
And that's a great shot that shows.
And this is just one section of the course.
Yeah, the event really has a European feel. We kind of call it a mini European event, but at the rate it's growing, it's going to be something that would rival any European event.
And as this course grows in maturity, and you know, we get more prize money. I really see an international contingent coming over to try to take away some prize money.
Well, and I hope that there are riders across the pond watching, because we have a serious venue here, and it's one that is going to continue to grow. We have the CCI 3-star running for the first time this year. It's only the 5th one held in North America this season, so this is a huge event. We've attracted 11 riders. Would have loved to get a few more.
Well, I think I'm going to be coming out of retirement because of this venue. It's so incredible. I stand on this turf and I just go, oh, I want to run.
So we are counting down to that first horse leaving the start box in the 3-star, and we are going to be streaming show jumping tomorrow as well, so we'll quickly let you know that schedule, starting at 10:30 with the 1-star, then the 3-star will jump at 1:30, followed by the 2-star at about 2:30, and then we will stream the awards ceremony as well. So we're thrilled to be bringing you the jumping action for both cross country and show jumping for all of the CCI divisions. EQTV Network is the place to watch the sport at the highest level, and it's just going to be a fabulous day.
It's going to be great. Can't wait.
We're practically bouncing up and down in our chairs waiting for the first horse to go out of the start box.
Because they're already warming up, and so they're getting, you know, counting it down. It's going to be just a couple seconds, I think.
Yeah, so 11 combinations to come forward, and all that optimum time is 10 minutes. The track runs 5,700 meters. There are 40 total jumping efforts and 26 numbered obstacles. You see there a fabulous aerial view of this beautiful Ocala Jockey Club.
And look at the beautiful live oaks. They're just in great shape. You know, there's been many hurricanes that have gone through here, but these live oaks are so you know, substantial that it just really truly makes the property come alive.
And all credit has to go to Eric and Pablo Nygaard, who own the property and have so generously hosted this event. They have a thoroughbred racing background, but we have enticed them to come to the dark side and get into eventing as well.
Yes.
And now in its 3rd year, this event has really become a hallmark of our fall eventing calendar, and one I certainly look forward to, Karen, and I know you do as well.
Yeah, we can't thank them enough for coming to the dark side and keeping the red on the right. You know, it's really exciting, and they're hands-on couple that,
yes.
You know, they're not just, you know, in the background. They're right in there. I saw Pavla at lunch, and she was dashing out. She says, I have a whole long list of things I have to do before they start the 3-star. So she went running out. So it's very exciting.
Well, and we know how it takes a village to run an event like this, and we have to thank all of the volunteers and everyone who's working hard behind the scenes to put on an event of this caliber. It really is a world-class event. We have 126 horses competing, so it's definitely exciting and thrilling. So we're going to take a quick peek at those 3-star scores as we count down to that first horse in the start box. You see Kristin Bond is the overnight leader with enough already on 27.8, followed by Catherine Coleman and Monte Classico in second on 29.7. Third place is occupied by Lauren Kiefer with Paramount Importance on a score of 33.1. Fourth place, Leslie Law with Voltaire de Trey on 33.8, and rounding out the top 5, Jacob Fletcher with Atlantic Domino on 34.1. So you can see there, Karen, that time penalties, if they start adding up, there's not a lot of breathing room there. Everyone is tightly bunched after the first
They are
phase.
tightly bunched, but as we, you know, finished the 1-star, we had, you know, the top 3 are all girls, and the top 3 going into the cross country, and the 3-star are all girls. So I don't know what that means.
It means that girl power is alive and well here at Ocala Jockey Club.
So we're ready. Look at the first horse is getting into the box.
This is Ellie O'Neill with Sita. We saw her having a beautiful round with Zigzag earlier in the 1-star. She's in second place after the cross country in that division, and now she comes forward with this lovely mare, who I have to say, Karen, I'm a huge fan of this mare, Zita.
Well, it's just a beautiful horse all the way around, and Ellie's, she's done a great job with her. They're very confident at this point. I'm real excited to see how they're going to fare on this course.
And this is the horse's CCI 3-star debut, so really exciting to see her stepping up to the level. She's an 11-year-old Holsteiner mare owned by Sally Cox, and we saw them at the Stable View CIC 3-star there. They did pick up 20 jumping penalties on cross country, but Ellie said that the mare came away feeling fabulous, learned a lot, so she felt like she had the run that she wanted coming into this first CCI 3-star.
Yeah, and I think that Sally's actually Ellie's mom, Sally Cox, and I think Ellie is really, this is her moment. This is her chance, her time, her day. She's the first out on the course, and there's nothing like having the first rider come clear inside the time to set the tone.
We would love to see that. So you see Ellie O'Neill circling the start box with Zita. She will be our first to go. So we have just heard from control. We are counting down about 10 seconds to go until she's going to leave the start box. So she is getting ready to go in. 11 horses and riders and all coming forward in the CCI 3-star. That time allowed is 10 minutes. Karen is ready with her timer.
I am. I've got my clock on her so that we can kind of check how she's going, and off she goes.
So away in the inaugural CCI 3-star at the Ocala Jockey Club International 3-day event, it is Ellie O'Neill with Zeta as our pathfinders. See them sailing there over the first, which is a flower bed, and then they'll come to the beautiful hammock at fence 2.
Well, this is a great chance for Ellie to catch the attention of the selectors. You know, we've just had the World Equestrian Games, but this is the group of horses that could possibly continue to get experience at the 3-star and 4-star level, and ultimately maybe, you know, represent our Olympic team. There's nothing stopping this group of horses from wedging their way onto the Olympic team.
And we have a number of first-time CCI 3-star horses in this field, so this is very exciting as we look at the next generation.
It is. It's very exciting, and these are top quality horses, so we'll see how they get on.
So she comes now to the log pile at fence 3 and 4. These are separately numbered.
Separately numbered, but they are related, and she's riding that great. What a fantastic jump this horse has.
She's just an unbelievable athlete and one who loves the job. You see her there, ears pricked, and looking very much ready for the job at hand. Now at fence 5 over that
now
big
she's
table.
picked up the pace. She's obviously passed her first minute marker. Has to come up the hill.
And then we'll come around to this first combination at fence 6.
The turf table combo. It's actually 6 ABC. She's got 3 efforts here going the fast way. A little picture of the drone.
The footing is absolutely perfect, and they really have worked so hard on the ground over the last 3 years. I think the improvement from that first year to now is just unbelievable.
It is. It is. They've really worked the turf, and I just can't say enough good things about this venue and the owners and the organizing committee.
So we have our first on course, Ellie O'Neill and Zeta, our pathfinders, hunting for that optimum time of 10 minutes on Clayton Frederick's CCI 3-star course. So the action is underway in the CCI 3-star, 11 horses and riders. It is going to be short and sweet, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We have our first away in Ellie, who is a great pathfinder, very experienced. Has been around Kentucky, Buccalo. We can trust her to give us a good round right off the bat.
Definitely. Definitely.
You see here, this is our next into the start box. This is another horse making the CCI 3-star debut, and one I'm a huge fan of, Monte Classico with Catherine Coleman.
And I've actually had the privilege of riding this horse many times, and it is the deal.
Yeah.
I love this horse, and Catherine has done a super job producing him. His stable name is Monty. He's just as smart as they come. He's clever, smart. He's a huge athlete. But Catherine is too. Catherine has just recently, in the last 2 years, purchased a property right here in Ocala. So now she too is one of the riders that spends 6 months of her time in Ocala and 6 months in England. She has a property in England as well. She's originally from Louisiana. She's got her entire family came out from Louisiana to watch her, and it's a very exciting round to watch.
So Catherine Coleman away with Monte Classico. And also an important one to watch right off the bat because she sits in second place after dressage on that score of 29.7. And this horse just has an unbelievable gallop stride. He's 9 years old now, a German sport horse that Catherine owns. And we saw him have a very strong performance in the Blenheim 8 and 9-year-old CIC 3-star this year, finishing 15th. And I think we really look to that Blenheim 8 and 9-year-old class to spotlight horses. They're going to be serious ones for the future. So he definitely showed there that he has what it takes.
Absolutely. And Catherine, she is a very fast cross-country rider. She will be able to ride fast, in balance. And there's a real page to take home.
So you see
from that ride.
Ellie O'Neill with Zeta jumping that log at fence 10, now coming to the first water complex at 11. It's a big drop in over A.
She sits beautifully.
Fish at B, and then she'll turn left to the log at C. Well, that was about textbook, Karen.
It was very nice. You know, she didn't quite get to the last one in her own balance, but she was just super. And how technically correct she was at the moment of the drop. She never moved. A bit like we saw John Michael.
Yes, so fabulous example there of the way to get it done at that first water complex for Ellie O'Neill and Zeta. She is making her way along, heading to those corners at fence 13. Now, Karen, these were so influential last year, but we agree that the way that they have been laid out this year is much kinder and easier for the horses to read, I think. So I'm not expecting it to be as influential, but I might be eating my words.
No, I think you're right. It's 2 corners, and last year there was an island of you know,
A shrub,
bushes
brush,
and
yes.
flowers and things right in the middle of the line. Here she's at the first on the drone, you can see.
1, 2,
and no problem.
yep, easy.
Yeah, it's easy, and they've also, on the second corner, they opened up the white flag on the back side of it by at least a foot, and that makes all the difference to the horse. They don't feel the pressure of not being able to fit in between those back flags.
I agree, and I think we are not going to see those corners being as influential as last year. I think that our big combination to look to as influential is going to be those double brushes at 28B. It's a severe angle.
That is a big angle, but these horses at this level, and they really do know what they're doing. So I actually, when I studied the line yesterday, it all has to come down to the preparation of the rider. Getting the balance, getting the direction, and then giving the horse time to see the line, see the entire line, and then keep the tempo through it.
So we have Ellie O'Neill and Zeta as our pathfinders making their way along to that point on course. You see here Kate Chatterton with VS McEwen Civil Liberty. They will be our third pair out of the start box. And this horse returning to the 3-star level. You see here this is Ellie and Zeta.
At the angle brushes, and no problem.
Easy. And now she'll start to come back down the hill. We have beautiful rolling hills and proper terrain here at the Ocala Jockey Club.
And Catherine's clear at 9AB. We've heard from control. So she continues to make her way through the course. She's now in the middle of the course, while at the same time we have Ellie now coming across the field. Oh, now we're back to Catherine. Catherine will watch her now at the first water. Or not.
This is back at the Elephant Trap
Yes,
Boxers.
there we are.
Now back at
There
the
we
first
go.
water. Yeah.
See how if she can stick the landing. Very good. Super, huh?
Yeah, you see her eyes never moved off her line.
How about that?
Yeah.
That was so
Beautiful.
soft, and she did it on a long rein, and just she also has that steel face that just has such a relaxed look about it.
She's also an incredibly fierce cross-country rider.
Very.
As is Kate Chatterton, who's our next away with VS McEwen Civil Liberty, representing Australia. And I know Kate's delighted to have this horse back at the CCI 3-star level. He last competed at this level at Blenheim in 2015 after a long period of time off for injury. He's back.
Well, and I'm sure she's delighted with the footing today.
Oh, couldn't ask for a better
you know,
one.
if you're bringing a
Yeah.
horse back from an injury, you really want this beautiful turf to be able to give him the exercise that the injury needs. And it should be really good.
Yes, he's 14 years old now, thoroughbred gelding owned by Patrick McEwen. You see those riding beautifully.
Yeah, it went very well.
I love how open and galloping and flowing the beginning of the course is. I think Clayton did a great job of laying that out so you really can get into a rhythm.
Yeah, you really didn't have to take a pull until, gosh, really about the 8th fence or so.
Yeah. So they're over that table at fence 5 for Kate Chatterton and VS McEwen Civil Liberty. Back here with Ellie O'Neill and Zeta. Still going along well in the mare's debut at the CCI 3-star level. Sailing over those racing rails at fence 21. And now she will make her way to the next combination, which is a log drop to a skinny brush. You see back here with Catherine Coleman and Monty Classico making their way to those brush rolls at 15 AB. It's a sharp angle and then a bold one stride over the second. No problems there.
Look at
for
Monty.
Catherine.
Monty's just getting it.
Getting
Now you come down the hill. We're back to Ellie. She's on the back side of the course, making her final loop, I think, to the water now.
And the mare still looks to be going really, really well. Ears pricked.
This water jump, generously sponsored by Phillips Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge, and Ram Tough. Now let's see, Ellie Tough.
So there's a big drop in, and then over the cascading
Very nice
waterfall fence and this big corner.
And you have to gather your reins or ride on a very long rein, either way. That's good.
And you have plenty of time to find your line and really get where you want to be for that corner. So I think it's going to ride really well.
She's going to be slow, though. I already have Ellie at 9:50. It's a 10-minute cross-country
So
round.
we expected time penalties to be influential, and Ellie is already ticking over the clock. Can Catherine Coleman be faster with Monte Classico?
She's certainly going quick now. I'm watching her, and this gallop is actually very, very fast.
So you see her there over that arch at 17, now coming to this log to the triple bar.
Looking
Jumping.
great.
Look at her.
Looking
just
great. And
galloping
now,
away from
now
that
look at
fence.
she's pressing that time. She wants very much to put the heat on Kristin Bond.
Now back here with Ellie, McPhail O'Neill, and Zita. They are making their way home. There they are over the last. So now we will look to bring you that time officially. We have her at about 10:40.
40 seconds over, so that's 20 time faults, but
so we will look to bring you that official score, but we think that time penalties are going to prove to be very influential. Catherine Coleman hasn't been wasting any time with Monte Classico, and you see her there skipping through those
look at her,
brushes.
look at her. She's rowing the boat there and patting him at the same time.
Good
She's
boy,
having a
Monty.
great ride. Look how fast she's going. It's awesome. And Catherine, she has learned her trade in England on conditioning and fitness and forward riding. The British all ride very, very forward in balance, and Catherine has learned how to do that. She doesn't know it any other way, and it's going to be rewarding her now.
So here, Kate Chatterton at the first water complex with V.S. McEwen Civil Liberty, getting it done.
Yeah, those are the words. She got it done. It wasn't pretty, but she got it done.
So we have that official time in from control, 39 seconds over the optimum time. So we were pretty dang close on what we calculated,
Yep.
Karen. That's 39 seconds over the time for for Ellie O'Neill and Zita. This
Yep.
horse is just
And-
looking fabulous here.
And she has what, 2 minutes to get home?
Yes.
2 or 3 minutes to get home.
So this is Catherine Coleman and Monte Classico making their way around to that final water complex. Riding very positively
she
to the
sees
drop.
a great distance from far out. He hangs a leg. She lost a little bit of distance there. He's got just a little bit big, but he's so athletic that he hangs a leg, but he still gets a leg out in front of him before he lands. This horse has everything you want in an international champion.
Just put in a fabulous test yesterday to sit in second place on that score of 29.7. So she is the one who can put the most pressure on Kristin Bond and enough already, who lead overnight. She does not look to me like she's been wasting any time.
Oh, no.
So that is Kate Chatterton with V.S. McEwen Civil Liberty taking that flag out at that first corner.
You can take the flag, but the horse's body must be on the inside of the flag, and he took the flag under him, so that would be a run out as well.
And so that was actually her second attempt, unfortunately, and she has had those 2 run-outs there. She is going to retire. We have the word in from control. So that's a shame for Kate Chatterton with V.S. McEwen Civil Liberty. We do have Catherine Coleman finishing with Monte Classico.
Yep, and I think that she was spot on that time. Very, very close. We'll have to see because we just couldn't quite see her go through the finish.
So we think that she is going to be very, very close to that optimum time of 10 minutes.
And she will be over the moon.
So we've had our second home in Catherine Coleman and Monte Classico. We think it was a fast round by our calculations here, but we will bring you the official time. That's an important round because she sat in second place after the dressage. A beautiful round for that horse in his first 3-star. She'll be over the moon.
Well, and if she wanted to catch the selectors' looks, I'm sure all the selectors saw how great that round was.
That was definitely the way to do it. So well done to Catherine Coleman with Monte
Absolutely.
Classico and the horse's first CCI 3-star. Thrilled for.
Fantastic.
So now you see here we are back with our next away. It is London Town with Alexi Helfrich, sitting in 8th place on 36.5 after the
Big
first
drop
phase.
into water. Nice there. A little bit underpowered. But the shape of the jumps that Clayton has designed are very, very rewarding to the horse. Very kind to the horse.
And this is a rider who's here all the way from California. This thoroughbred warm blood cross owned by Pamela Williams and bred by Pamela. So always love to see horses who are bred here in the U.S.
Absolutely.
And next away is Aaron Sylvester with Patty the Caddy, sitting tied for 6th on 36.2 after the first phase. This is a full thoroughbred, and he is fast.
He's fast, and she's a great rider. She had lots of experience, and they are a good combination. She makes a turn, has a balanced set, and no problem. Just another day at the office.
And this is the only pair in this field who have previously won a CCI 3-star. They won at Rebecca Farm out in Montana last year. And he also made the time at Kentucky earlier in the year, so he's fast.
He had to put in a very, very quick last stride there. She went for a long one there. Didn't really have enough balance for the long one. And he said, hey, let's put in another one here, and you sit tight. So.
See, we had a shot of, there we are back with Alexi Helfrich and London Town going well. And that's a great shot there that shows those rolling hills here at the Ocala Jockey Club. There you have our next to leave the start box, Hallie Kuhn and Lansdowne, sitting in 11th place on a score of 42.9 after the first phase. Back now with Alexi Helfrich at London Town, really opening up that horse's stride coming up the hill.
Well, and it's a big hill, and then at the top of the hill, you only have a couple strides, and then you come to those angled brushes. So you have to give the horse a moment for a deep breath, and then balance, and there you up. And one stride and over the second one. She got it done. It's a little slow off the floor there, but he's having a great ride otherwise.
So now start to come back down the hill to the elephant traps at fence 16. And Clayton has really maximized every possible bit of terrain here. He's been very clever with the way that he's laid out the course to really take advantage of these natural rolling hills that we have.
But at the same time, he's gone across the hills as well, so he hasn't taxed the horses more than necessary. Very good across those oxers.
So Alexi going well, coming on to that arch at fence 17.
Yeah, and having just done the elephant trap and the oxer, I mean, she made that look easy. I don't know this horse very well, but I'm a big fan at this point. Put his ears back and stuck his nose out over the arch.
This is
the Jockey Club arch.
You see there, Hallie Kuhn is away with Lansdowne.
Hallie Kuhn has had quite a season being in Europe. She's heading back to Europe, she said, in March, back to England. She loves living there. And this is a horse that is owned by Shannon Baker, who is also competing here at the Jockey Club.
Yeah, he's a super galloping horse, full thoroughbred, 12 years old now. And this is his first CCI 3-star as well. So Hallie will be using all of her experience to pilot him around with a good, confident round. She just made her own 4-star debut with Celine over at Poe, finishing 22nd. See here, that's Erin with Patty the Caddy jumping that log at 10, now making her way to the first water complex at fence 11, which has been riding really well so far. Really riding in bold to the drop.
Whoa, that was a little bit of a moment where she tried to add the stride. She got it done because it's a very, very kind shape of the jump there.
So we have the time in for Catherine Coleman and Monte Classico, 4.8 time penalties to add. That will put them on a score of 34.5. So that's going to give Kristin Bond a bit more breathing room. She is the overnight leader after dressage with enough already. You see here Alexi Helfrich at London Town still going on well, and they won the Woodside CIC 3-star in their final run before coming out to the Ocala Jockey Club, and this is their second CCI 3-star as a pair. They also competed at Rebecca Farm, finishing 8th there.
She knows where her time is. You can see her, she lands over the oxer and starts to get the horse to go faster for her because of the time. So I think they've done a great job as measuring this course, and it's so far no one's been able to maximize the time.
See there, Erin galloping on with Patty the Caddy. Back now with Alexi Helfrich in London Town. Getting it done there at those brushes. So our fastest so far is Catherine Coleman with Monte Classico, 4.8 time penalties. Can anyone catch that optimum time of 10 minutes? We only have 11 to come forward and already a few home. Who do you think can do it, Karen?
Well, we certainly have a lot of experience within the small group. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Alexi
Find,
Helfrich
find,
hangs
find
tight.
the jump. Find the jump. It's right there in front of you. Good boy. She will think about that for a while.
So
That's awesome.
Alexi Helfrich going into superhero mode to sit tight
Well,
and get that done. Well done to him.
I think the horseman was in superhero, yeah, for sure.
So here back with Aaron Sylvester and Patty the Caddy, galloping up the hill to these brush rolls.
Here we are, and it's one stride, and it's very much on the angle. And it really looks like it's riding well. The horses are seeing it.
And Aaron had a really bold jump in there and got that second brush done, looking great, galloping on well.
She knows her horse very well. There's no doubt about that.
So we are very, very quickly cruising our way through. Just 5 more to leave the start box, 11 combinations in all in the CCI 3-star. You see Aaron seeing a great shot in there to the elephant trap.
Elephant trap, 4 strides to quite a wide oxer with a big ditch under it.
So that's a shot there of Alexi Helfrich finishing home with London Town in their second CCI 3-star together as a combination. He has to be delighted with how the horse looked. Now back with Aaron Sylvester and Patty the Caddy coming to the arch at fence 17.
By my watch, it looks like she's about 45 seconds over, something like that, if I'm right.
So we will bring you those times from control as we have them. See there Hallie with Lansdowne at the first water.
Very good.
Yeah, looking super. She's only been partnered with the horse for about a year now. Shannon Baker, his owner, produced him to the 1-star level. So exciting, really exciting to see him stepping up to CCI 3-star level now.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's all one big happy family. Shannon's husband is actually the owner of Dover Saddlery, which is
fun
such
fact.
a big sponsor and big producer of equipment for the eventing world.
So here's our next away, Jacob Fletcher with Atlantic Domino, sitting in 5th place after the first phase on a score of 34.1. So definitely one who can shoot up the leaderboard if he can be close to the clock.
Another rider that based himself over in England for, I think, 2 years.
With Kevin McNabb.
With Kevin McNabb, and from an Australian rider, and he really did change as a rider in that time period. Became a much more aggressive but solid rider, and everything you like to see.
So Aaron Sylvester carrying on well with Patty the Caddy at those brushes. You see her taking a peek at her watch there. This is definitely one of the fastest horses in the field, full thoroughbred, owned by Frank McKenty. And he is bred in Ireland and then came over to start his eventing career in the States. See there, back with Aaron Sylvester and Patty the Caddy now. He actually averages only 2 seconds over the time at this level. So definitely one who could get close to it.
Oh, well, if that's the average, then I would say she's working pretty on it to stay inside that time. Yeah.
Not getting the shot in that she wanted there.
No, for sure not. He looks like he's getting a little bit, as she's trying to go fast, he's also getting a little bit, they tend to get a little lower in front and out of balance by the end of the course, and they get a little harder to balance.
So that was the log drop to the skinny at 22. Now they'll come around to this final water complex at fence 23.
Should be just fine here. He's got tons of experience at this type of exercise.
Neatly over that cascading rail.
Well, we haven't seen it better than that, have we?
That was just about textbook for Aaron Sylvester and Patty the Caddy. Now they will make their way home. You see now we have Hallican with Lansdowne just behind the trees. There they are, coming to the elephant trap and oxer.
Oh, what a great shot in.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
And this is another one who I would look to as a fast horse because he was so impressive in his CIC 3-star debut at Plantation Field in the absolute pouring rain. He really battled through it and showed that he has what it takes to really dig down and fight.
He had a funny face, didn't he? You'd like to get the picture of that.
So they're over those angled cabins for Aaron Sylvester and Patty the Caddy, and now they will make their way around to the last. Fence 26, the final fling.
And I think I got her at about 20 over, so a very fast round as it's standing here today.
You see Leslie Law, our next away, with Voltaire de Trait, sitting in 4th place on 33.8 after the first phase. This is the horse's second CCI 3-star. He finished 4th at Jersey Fresh in the spring in his debut at the level. And of course, with a pilot like Leslie Law on the irons, all the experience in the world that he brings to the table.
Absolutely.
Jacob Fletcher here with Atlantic Domino, jumping that log at fence 10 and then making his way to the first water complex at fence 11. The horse looks just so keen.
But careful keen.
Yes.
Like he just added another little stride there where you wouldn't think that that could be fit in, and he did it just to be clever, to have a look. He wanted to see all three elements, and this horse he's got that sort of old soul.
So a time in for Alexi Helfrich in London Town, 15.6 time penalties to add. That will put them on a score of 52.1 after the first 2 phases. Great shot there for Hallie Kuhn and Lansdowne over those rails at fence 21. So Hallie Kuhn going well, making her way around to this next combination, which is that log drop to a skinny. So no problems there for Hallie Kuhn and Lansdowne. Erin Sylvester was 19 seconds over the time with Patty the Caddy. That will add 7.6 time penalties to her dressage score. So that will slot her in behind Catherine Coleman and Monte Classico. Here's Hallie Kuhn and Lansdowne really riding bold into that jump into the water and encouraging him on. He hangs the lead. Hang on, Hallie.
She's got it.
No stirrup.
She got
Doesn't need it.
She's got it.
Well done. So another horse hanging
she got her
that
stirrup
leg.
back, and now she's off running. I think this girl has some really true grit, and I'm delighted to see it in the younger riders. Between Catherine and Erin's had a great round, and now Hallie Kuhn. And this is what we're looking for the U.S. to dig themselves out of this international hole that they seem to be in of not having successes. And we're looking for true grit in riders that ride forward. Jacob is another one. They're banging on the door, and their time is about to come.
And here's Jacob, which Atlantic Domino through those double rolls, no problem. And Jacob, 24 years old, so part of that Eventing 25 developing program that we have in the U.S., as is Hallie, who's
A
also
very,
on course.
very, very positive program, headed up by Leslie Law, and then the idea is that then they get that kind of experience and move on to the senior teams with Eric DeVander.
So seeing a
great
shot. Yeah.
The horse, he ate up the distance too. It was sort of 3 3/4 in the end, wasn't it? But the horse has got a great balance, stays in balance. Very difficult to push him past his balance. Just what you're looking for in a good cross-country ride.
Well, I'm such a fan of this horse.
And Jacob's brave, look at him go. He's like, I wouldn't be surprised if he catches this time. He wants it bad.
See Leslie Law here with Voltaire de Tray coming to the first water. Really setting up for his shot in.
Good in.
So looking fabulous there for Leslie Law, now back with Jacob Fletcher and Atlantic Domino. And he's really had a super season, Karen. He had a first international win of his career this year at Chat Hills. But here we have our overnight leader after the dressage. This is Kristin Bond and Enough Already away out of the start box. They went around Rebecca Farms CCI 3-star over the summer, finished 5th there in the horse's first appearance at the level. And this horse is 10 years old now, a Dutch gelding owned by her wonderful mother Liz and originally sourced through Flynn Sport Horses.
Who?
So a run out for Jacob Fletcher at those brushes at fence 20.
No.
We did not have the camera on it, but we are hearing it in from control. What a shame, because he was going so well.
What a pity. He'll be
There's a shot there
gutted.
of him going around to jump it on the second attempt. That is 20 jumping penalties for Jacob Fletcher and Atlantic Domino at 20. So just 11 seconds over the time for Hallie Kuhn and Lansdowne. That will add 4.4 time penalties to their dressage score. That is the fastest round so far for Hallie Kuhn and Lansdowne. So super ride for Hallie with that horse in his first
Absolutely.
CCI 3-star.
Absolutely.
You see back here with Jacob Fletcher at Atlantic Domino. Now Leslie Law and Voltaire de Trey making their way up that hill to those brushes where Jacob had his problem.
He's setting up quite early. He wants to make sure the horse sees it, and then he rides forward to his distance, just like that, and he makes it look easy.
That was a great example.
It was textbook. Yeah, I think
Found his line early, committed, and then
well,
made
you're going,
it happen.
you know, you're going up that big hill, and the big hill stretches the horses out and gets them quite long in their balance, and so you have to make sure that you have taken enough time to get the balance back on their hocks, and then you have to allow, and then you have to ride forward to your distance.
So jumping into the water complex, Jacob Fletcher and Atlantic
Just
Domino.
super there, super.
Horse was fabulous with his knees. And it's such a shame that he had those 20 jumping penalties because he's really riding well and the horse is jumping well.
He's riding great. I first met Jacob when he came to an O'Connor event team camp, summer camp for 5 days, and I don't know, he's probably about 15 years old maybe.
So you were part of the story at the beginning, Karen.
Very little, very small part of the story, but yeah, and he, at that point, was showing great talent, so it's good to see that he's passionate about the sport.
So Leslie Law with Voltaire de Trey clearing that arch at fence 17, back now with Jacob Fletcher and Atlantic Domino, coming to this final combination at the Angled Cabins. 3 strides through there, no problems, and
to the finish.
Coming home, unfortunately with those 20 jumping penalties.
We still have Kristin Bond coming around, and I hear that Joe Meyer has just started, so we're working our way through this small but mighty division.
Yes, our overnight leader after the first phase is on course, Kristin Bond with enough already. So we are waiting to see the fate of our overnight leader after the dressage, Kristin Bond and enough already. You see her here, fence 10. Coming down to this water complex at fence 11.
First water. I know she really thinks a lot of this horse beautiful in. No problem there. Something's happened with Leslie.
So Leslie Law and Voltaire de Trey here at a run out, yes, at those brushes.
At the angled brushes.
At the angled brushes. So that's a shame there when the horse was going so well.
Yeah, he and Jacob will be licking their wounds together.
Consoling each other.
Yeah.
So that is 20 jumping penalties, unfortunately, for Leslie Law and Voltaire de Trey at those brushes at fence 20.
20 at 20.
And then you see him seeing a great shot in over those racing rails at fence 21.
Back to Kristin.
This is our leader. She is all clear through that first water, making her way around to those corners. Beautiful.
Gets double of corners very nicely.
So
now she needs to put the pedal to the metal, get up that hill, and get them ready for the angled brushes.
Well, and she said she really came to this event with a goal to go faster than she did at Rebecca. She wanted to be really efficient in the way that she rode her line, so that is her goal. Here you see Leslie Law with Voltaire de Trey coming around to that final water complex, which we have seen riding quite sticky for some of these horses as they're hanging that leg at the B element. So let's see how Voltaire de Trey jumps through.
Well, he jumped in the first water, super, and there he is just as clever and just as technically superb. And over the corner. Beautiful ride from Leslie Law. One of just a few gold medalists at the Olympic Games.
And this horse is 9 years old now, Cell Francais Gelding, owned by Trey Book, and an exciting horse for Leslie to have. See back with Kristin Bond and enough already making their way to these brushes, which we have seen causing trouble. These are the brush rolls at fence 15. She finds her line.
And she gets it done again. That's really, she's going to be just delighted with that. Now she's soaring down the hill. Here we have the last combination for Leslie Law, the angle of cabins.
He is carrying those 20 jumping penalties from fence 20, which is such a shame when the horse was going so well.
Absolutely.
But he is coming now to the last. Just the one to go at fence 26. Back now with Kristin Bond and enough already. Coming around to the Elephant Trap and Oxer. Sees a great shot there. And then it's 4 strides down to the Oxer. So what I really want to see, Karen, is put the pedal down, girl. Come on,
Yeah,
let's go.
she's got to start to shift it a bit. There she did. She's get tucked down, and she opened up her right rein and said, come on, let's get going. I got to win this thing.
So coming now to the arch at fence 17.
That's it. Now she's on it. Now chase him up the hill. Go on, you got a horse that's very fit. Now go win something.
Here's Joe Meyer and Johnny Royale over that log drop at fence 10, now coming to the first water complex. Over the B element, the fish in the water, and then neatly over the log. This is another thoroughbred we have in the field. He's a New Zealand thoroughbred, 10 years old, owned by the team Johnny Syndicate.
Well, and Joe is just such an experienced rider, having lived in England for, gosh, I don't even know how many years, but
a long time.
Long time, at least 20 years, and then moved to Ocala.
So another one of our Ocala community members. Here's our last out of the start box in this short and sweet CCI 3-star. It is Lauren Kiefer with Paramount Importance in their first CCI 3-star together as a combination, but both of them would have quite a lot of experience apart. The horse was 15th last year at the Stragom European Championships with Ludwig Svennerstall before coming to the U.S. Oh, and you see there Kristin having a run out at those brushes.
Oh, no.
That is just
What
gutting.
a shame.
Well,
it looks like Catherine's going to be in the lead going into the show jumping at this point, depending. I don't know what the score between.
So if Lauren is fast enough with Paramount Importance, she can actually take
her
over the lead.
By what, 0.4 or something.
So this is going to be a race against the clock now. There is the lady who can take the lead away from Catherine Coleman and Monte Classico if she can be fast enough.
Well, and this horse she's had for a year now, almost to the day. She's taken her time with him. She started him back at preliminary level, even though he was a successful 3- or 4-star horse. She wanted to make a bond, make a partnership with him, and now is the time to finish her year.
Absolutely. I'd love to see her do that with him.
Absolutely. But it's going to take the pedal to the metal.
So this is Kristin Bond and enough already, unfortunately carrying those 20 jumping penalties from 20B at those brushes. You see here Joe Meyer and Johnny Royale coming around to the brush rolls at fence 15. He'll find his line.
And then ride forward to the spot, to the distance. He makes that look easy.
Yeah,
the experienced riders really, really know what they're doing out there and make something that's actually quite a complex little tricky exercise and make it look easy for the horse.
So this is Kristin Bond with enough already coming around to this final water complex. And he still looks very happy to be doing his job, ears pricked.
Absolutely. What a shame she had that run out. She'll be very angry with herself and disappointed and gutted and all of that. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right?
Exactly. and this horse is 10 years old now, and he's still, I firmly believe in him, and he's an exciting one for the future. Here's Joe Meyer with Johnny Royale coming around to the arch at fence 17.
If he goes inside the time, he could have a very competitive score. He's on 36.2, I think, after the dressage.
Yes, which had him tied for 6th, so definitely a leaderboard climber. And sitting on a full thoroughbred, this is a great course to be sitting on a full thoroughbred.
Absolutely.
And this is actually the first time we've seen him at a CCI 3-star since Bromont last year, so great to see him back at a CCI.
Not sure what's happening here.
I'm wondering if she had missed a jump or she gone in.
She just seems to be circling. She did a circle. Maybe she's having control problems. I don't know.
So that's Kristin Bond taking a bit of a detour to that penultimate combination at those cabin tables. Now making her way home.
Back to Joe Meyer.
So the time in for Leslie Law and Voltaire Dutre, they will add 8 time penalties for 41.8, so that slots them into second place provisionally. But here is the woman who can potentially go ahead of Catherine Coleman and Monte Classico. Lauren Kiefer and Paramount Importance coming around to this first water complex at fence 11.
Beautiful to the B element. She'll be thrilled with that. Now drop his mouth and kick him. Make him go. Gallop fast. There we go.
Well, she's going to really have to put the pedal down.
Absolutely.
Back now with Joe Meyer and Johnny Royale coming to those rails at fence 21. Taking a look at his watch. I mean, I really love to see somebody get closer to that time, Karen. The fastest so far is 4.4 time penalties. That was Hallie Kuhn and Lansdowne. So Joe coming around to this log to the skinny brush.
Very good there.
Beautiful. So coming around to that final water complex, this is Lauren Kiefer at the corners with paramount importance, getting it done. You see her taking a glance at her watch there. She is the only rider who can overtake Katherine Coleman for the lead.
Super there. Oop. Yeah, but still he's okay. Joe knows what it takes to stay in the saddle and just ride the socks off of his horse.
Well, and it comes down to grit and determination on a course like this, Karen. You
Yeah,
have to dig deep.
and there's three elements to it. It's physical, it's emotional, and it's mental. And the mental game is very, very important. You have to decide how bad you want it. And then that every ounce of your temperament in that moment goes directly into the horse's temperament.
So Lauren,
And they'll fight for you.
absolutely. Lauren can afford to be 3 seconds over the time and still take the lead. She cannot afford to be 4 seconds over. So 3 is all she has. Coming around to these brush rolls now at fence 15.
Well, and it's going to come down to the time between these two girls because this horse is a very, very careful show jumper. Monty, if you look at his record, I don't know when he's had a rail.
Phenomenal show jumper.
Just so careful and so technically correct.
You see there Joe Meyer over the last with Johnny Royale. And he could slot just behind Katherine Coleman and Monty Classico if he can catch the time. So that's going to be an exciting one as we wait for that time from control. Lauren Kiefer is now the only rider on course with paramount importance. She's coming around to the Elephant Trap in Oxford at fence 16. Nice shot in there. And then 4 strides down to the Oxford.
Just super. And she's in it for the win now. She's in it to win it. She looks like she's tucked down in there and really pressing the horse on. You got a horse that's very fit, good jumper.
So just 14 seconds over the time for Joe Meyer and Johnny Royale to add 5.6 time penalties. So that is actually going to put him on the same score as Leslie Law and Voltaire Dutré for second place. Lauren Kiefer here with paramount importance.
She needs to go faster, I think, if she really wants to catch this.
So that was the log to triple bar at fence 18. Now she'll come to the table at 19, and then those double brushes at 20 where we saw Kristin Bond have her run out, so there's still plenty of work to do on this course.
Well, but she's riding beautifully, and the horse is just going effortlessly, so just keep thinking positive thoughts.
So Louis, as he's known at home, easily galloping along, owned by Miss Jacqueline Mars, a wonderful supporter of our sport. He's 11 years old now, Holsteiner gelding, and a horse Lauren thinks a lot about for the future. Easy peasy.
I don't know that she's petting him now because she's really glad she had a pretty big shot in. I don't think that's the shot she wanted. And he jumped right through the brush, and then the one stride was right there for her.
So living maybe a smidge dangerously, but getting it done.
But
we'll take it.
But that's come and gone already. That's history. Now her next quest is to go as fast as she can to the final finish flags.
So there over fence 21, the racing rails. Now she'll come to the log drop to the skinny. So the fastest we've had is 4.4 time penalties from Hallie Kuhn and Lansdowne. Lauren would only be able to add 1.2 time penalties in order to take the lead, so she would have to go significantly faster than we've seen so far.
Very nicely done there.
Lovely through 22, and she will now make her way around to fence 23 at the final water complex.
Remember, we'll have a changeover now, getting ready for the 2-star. It'll be the red and white numbered obstacles, red, white numbers, and that class starts.
Sets up for the drop into water. She'll drop in, her upper body will come back, but she'll be looking at the next element, just like that, in the 3 strides. She's very organized. And now she needs to just really kick on. She's only got a few more jumps to jump. Each second is going to count.
Next up, I believe, will
So just the 3 fences to go now for Lauren Kiefer. There she is over the halfway house. Now she'll come to the angled table combination at fence 25. It's been riding super all day. Clayton Fredericks has really set kind fences at the end of this course in a good shape to guarantee good jumps for these horses as they're a little tired coming to the end of this 10-minute course.
Lauren's got only about 10 seconds to get home to make the time, so she's going to be over. This is by my rough watch.
Right, which we've been pretty close so
Pretty
far.
So she's right on the time now.
And she could only afford 3 seconds, so she's not going to do it.
Yeah.
So we think probably about 9 seconds over the time.
Well,
for
I think
Lauren
I got her
Kiefer.
about 15, 12 or 13 seconds over.
Okay, so
what a great round, though, huh?
a great round for Lauren Kiefer in paramount importance, but Catherine Coleman and Monte Classico will be our overnight leaders as we look ahead to show jumping, the horse's CCI 3-star debut, and a star for the future. So we are going to be back. It is a wild day, Karen.
It's so much fun. It's been so much
Two-star
fun.
is going to be back. We will have that starting in just about 20 minutes. We'll have a quick changeover. So I hope you're enjoying a marathon day of cross country like we are. Join us back soon.
Make sure you come back. Thank you so much.
You made a promise. You agreed to never give up. To be a decent neighbor. To ask, what else can I do? You agreed to remember the good people who rise with every challenge. To remember their strength when you feel tired. To serve with grit and grace. To do all your jobs bravely, beautifully. You made a promise. We did too. The all-new Ram 1500.
We've just seen the CCI 3-star cross country conclude with what we figured would be a leaderboard shakeup. Catherine Coleman and Monte Classico now lead, followed by Lauren Kiefer and Paramount Importance putting in a clutch round as the final pair on course. And then third place, Johnny Royale with Joe Meyer moving up, which is exciting.
Yeah, Joe's done a great job. All 3 of the riders rode beautifully. I think the fun thing is to see these young horses coming through, and it's going to be a fight to the end between Lauren and Catherine Coleman. Both are great show jump riders. They've got very careful, good show jumping horses. So we'll see. There's not a rail between the 2 of them. So fingers crossed. It's going to be an exciting show jumping day tomorrow. But before that, stick around because we're going to be doing the 2-star.
2-star starts at 2:10. So come right back.